Double XL Magazine. Today we have Kevin Gates. I am Robby Seabrook the third. We'll be talking about, all sorts of stuff, kind of what he's been up to the last couple of years. The new music, of course. Thinking with my dick coming back and being huge and being everywhere. And the tour, just a lot of stuff. There's plenty to talk to Kevin Gates about, and we're gonna get through it. First of all, Kevin, thank you for doing this.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hey, man, for sure. Appreciate it. Let's start from the top. Something I definitely kind of always wondered about you is, you have been doing music for a while, but what was kind of the point where you felt like music was like one of your callings or like one of your paths that you had to take?
I could say I really appreciated it when I couldn't do it. I missed it when I couldn't do it, when I was incarcerated and I was away from the music. That's when I really missed it the most.
That's deep.
But as far as have to do it, as far as me having to do it, my life doesn't operate correctly if I don't make music. I don't feel good if I'm not making music.
And is that because like it's just important for you to express yourself through it because you want people to hear kind of where you're coming from? Like, what is it about it that you need it like this? You need it kind of to operate.
It's my therapy. It's therapeutic in nature for me.
Right. So thinking back to 2016, when Isla, did I say that right? Did I say it pronounced correctly?
Like you could say Isla, and if you Spanish, then it means island. But if you speak Arabic, well, excuse me, I didn't mean to say it like that. But if you speak Arabic, for people that speak Arabic, if you speak Arabic, Isla, it's a different meaning for it. It means like to critique, to make better, to correct, to enhance. And my daughter, she did all of those things for me.
Right. No, and I appreciate the explanation too. I remember like really vividly when you put it out and it does so well back in 2016, and this really like puts you on the map for so many people, and kind of like you had been grinding for a while at that point.
Can I say something that
sure.
that I never said in it before? I felt cheated. I felt cheated after the Isla project came out because I was incarcerated. I'm talking about, and to this day, I'm talking about I was innocent. I didn't do anything. On both charges, I was incarcerated. I did a 6-month bid in Florida over a lie. And then I had to turn right around and do close to 3 years in Chicago over a lie.
And you felt
one incident was a civilian, the other incident was a police officer just lied on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I felt cheated because it's like when I left, it's like I never really truly ever got to reach my peak. And I kind of harbor resentment for that for a long time. And then the beautiful thing about that is once I came to peace with it, and I was like, you know what, those things had to happen because I wouldn't have been able to appreciate and accept my blessings the way that I can accept them now. So this is my first time ever admitting that or coming to peace with it. I've stated it before, but I really had harbored a lot of resentment toward that situation.
And you know what? And that's real, and I think that's very
honest.
Because
I was
nominated
for the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
I was nominated for the Grammys, and I was like, wow, like just so much momentum was lost. But I never really lost anything. I gained a greater sense of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I made more money, but it wasn't about the money for me because I'm one that I'm of a competitive nature. And when I say competitiveness, I mean like, it's like a fighter. When a fighter, you get in the ring, it exposes every lie and it confirms all truths. So that's why I looked at the album and the music game as the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much went into that. And I'm not
Right.
trying to stay stuck on there, but I just had to give you a little
Right.
backstory.
No, that's no. I appreciate that. I think too. With you saying that it had definitely been something that you harbor resentment over, and then you came to peace. How did you come to peace to it? Like, when did that happen? Kind of what happened that made you go, okay, I'm accepting this for what it is?
Through my fitness journey, because I'm a person that I battle with depression. A lot of people don't talk about it, talk about depression, but I battle with depression. And music is therapy for me. And I used to do a lot of drugs. And then fitness became my drug of choice because I've never been to rehab. Rehab's for quitters. I don't believe that.
So when you said, okay, so you said you picked it up through the fitness journey, right? Because I definitely want to talk about that too.
I
So
did.
go
I
ahead.
learned how to translate certain energy, such as when I talk about sex mutation. A lot of people's like, what's sex mutation? Well, that's when, like, say if you wake up in the morning, instead of me jacking off or masturbating, I just take that energy and go to the gym with it.
Mm-hmm.
Put that energy into something that's gonna benefit me. Even with semen retention, people ask me, well, about semen retention. I'm like, I don't release.
Mm-hmm.
I don't release. And I notice when I don't release, it just started allowing me to tap into something different.
Mm-hmm.
Just different. The energy different, the strength. And I just I just started learning how to translate certain energies. Everything's energy. So if I'm upset about something, I could translate that energy into a great song or a great workout. If I want to go have sex, sex transmutation, I could translate that energy into a great song or a workout or, something that's going to be productive for me. I use that energy for other things.
Right. With kind of, I think, that's really interesting too, because now you've changed your life in so many different ways and you've grown in so many different ways. And now you're in a situation where your song from so long ago, Thinking About Dick back in 2013, is huge now. And you made that back when you're a completely different guy. So kind of how do you balance with that? Like kind of how do you feel about
it? It's beautiful because the world's just not catching up to me. It's just constant confirmation that I'm on the right path. That's like when we dropped Big Gangster. Big Gangster didn't do nothing. But like maybe 2 to 3 years, 5 years later, Big Gangster just kept on. And it's me trusting myself. I know, I believe in it. That's like the song I just dropped, Big Life. A lot of people like, man, hey, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's texture. Every time I'm going to give you texture. And the beautiful thing about when I give you texture is that the people, the mere mortals, they may not understand my vision because I live in a realm of supremacy. I'm a supreme being. So I understand that the mere mortals, they're not going to understand. I work outside of the understanding of mere mortals. So I'm not worried about them. If it takes them 5 or 10 years to catch up, cool. It just means I'm ahead of the curve.
Right. And
it's a testament. It's a testament of my genius.
Right.
Borderline brilliant.
Right. Because, that's definitely something that's kind of gone on with you, and not even just with Big Gangster or Thinking About Dick. Like you've been doing this where you'll put a song out and then just eventually it'll catch on at a certain point and then it just never stops. It always just kind of keeps rolling. And you're in that situation like all the time. Like that happens to you all the time.
It's about being true to yourself and operating out of the heart chakra. I don't care about what other people got going on. I don't care. Man, great. Like people ask me, man, all these other rappers be emulating you. Man, they be copying it. I don't, hey, listen, guess what? If I was the source of someone's inspiration, that's a beautiful thing. They like, man, but now you got everybody wearing feathers and hey, listen, hey, they're just helping me promote my album. When you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. So it's not a negative thing. It's a beautiful thing that people are inspired by me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm inspiring people.
Right. And I think too, like everybody draws inspiration from different places. And I think especially with you, you've never been somebody who I mean, because I mean, of course, like you see it, but you've never been the rapper who's been like, you're mad because people are doing similar shit to what you've done in the past, or they are emulating sounds or kind of thought processes or styles that you've done. You've never been mad about it because like,
Uh,
what's the value in that, really? I mean,
it's
and also too,
beautiful.
right?
It's
They
beautiful when
love
you
you,
really sit back and you like, man, I inspire people.
right? Right,
It's like if you really sit back and you be like, I inspire people
right,
and I'm free. I move about the land freely. I move about the land freely, no security. I'm free. I don't have to spend money to go to the store. I could go where I want. You might see Kevin Gates chilling in a coffee shop just by myself. And that's one of the beautiful things about being free. I could do everything. I'm in New York. I'm everywhere. People see me. They hug me. They salute me. They love me. If I'm in California, anywhere I go, people just love me. Even out of the country, people love me.
right,
Texas, Chicago, even in the, like most artists don't do B markets. Like you're not gonna hear an artist say, yeah, I'm about to go to Sioux Falls and turn up.
right,
But I'm going to those places.
right,
You never gonna hear nobody say, well, I'm going to Corning, New York. I'm going to Pennsylvania. You know, you're not gonna hear people say these things. I ain't
right,
talking about the major hubs in Pennsylvania. I'm talking about like like Manchester.
right.
You know,
Altoona, out there,
I'm
yeah.
talking about these are B markets, but these are some of the most lit shows that I ever did in my life because it's like I'm connecting with the people.
Mm-hmm.
And those people in those B markets, so to say, B markets, they don't crave anything that's fluff. They don't want fluff. They only respect the real. So
Right,
that's why like a lot of manufactured artists stay away from those markets because it can't be persuaded with gimmicks. It's
right.
not fluff. Like
That's kind of
real people in real places, they gravitate toward real things.
right,
And when it comes from the heart, it's always gonna have that authenticity with it because you're operating out of your heart chakra.
right. And I think with you throughout your whole career, your fans have kind of always been like that. They've always been really committed to you and what you do, and they've ridden with you through everything. You know, whether you were dealing with legal issues, whether you were
Yeah,
trying to
that's
put songs out, they're always with you.
like not to cast a negative light. It's like when they say, I kicked the girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My footage was inadmissible in court. And you got big media sites that still say, yeah, he kicked the fan. This, they say that. I played soccer my whole life. She never went to the hospital. I'd have kicked her goddamn head off if I would have made contact. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they say that, but I never apologize for those things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna never apologize for nothing I do.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Do you
And
think
whoever
that's why
doesn't
they
like
love
it,
you?
hey, whoever doesn't like it, hey, guess what? I wasn't made for everybody to like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say what's politically correct because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to gain new fans. I'm not trying to do that. Either you
Right.
like me or you don't. Either the energy connects or it doesn't. If not, fuck it.
Right. And do you think that's why part of the reason why your fans stick with you because they know you're gonna be with yourself and also you're not gonna go like you're not gonna do stuff that you don't want to do. Either that's personally
Right.
or
I'm not
musically.
gonna
You're always
never
gonna be you.
apologize for being me.
So also kind of talking about the guy who Stephen Barbosa, the guy who was singing "Think About My Dick" at the Mardi Gras parade, and then you bring him out. How did you find out about him singing the song? Like, how did you see him singing the song the first time? Then how did you got to get in touch with him?
Somebody sent it to me, and I'm like, see, they like the white boy. I'm like, listen, he from Lafayette.
Right.
The white boys from Louisiana different.
Yep.
They not
Yes,
your
they
regular
are.
white boys. He different. They different.
Yes, they are.
They aggressive. They pit bulls. So anyway, long story short, with that, I was correct. They was like, man, he got swag, he got this, he got that. I say, man, listen, they different. We different in Louisiana. We just
Right.
built different.
Right.
We built different. So anyway, I was like having arguments with people about it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, you could tell he not fake. And I'm like, no, like that's really him. So I had my people reach out to him. I was like, hey, tell him he gotta come to my concert. I just want to relive this moment. I want to relive this moment with him. Like I hugged him. I say, thank you, brother, like for everything, because I just want to relive this moment with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it wasn't for promo or nothing. It was just like, because I love the town that we went to, Lafayette, Louisiana. I love that city. Like it's like an hour. It's like an hour from Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even an hour. The way I drive, maybe like maybe 25 minutes.
No, I think that was a cool moment too. And you can tell that he absolutely appreciated it because like you
Man,
said,
I
he's
told
not
him,
faking.
I'm like, thank you, brother. It's like, because it was just beautiful. It was a celebration. I hadn't performed in Lafayette since like 2000, maybe 13, 14. It's been a long time since I've been there. So everybody there had wanted to see me. And I wanted to see everybody there because I love the energy there. And I also love the food.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the women. They beautiful. They look like, they like the Creole women. So they have like the green eyes with the curly hair. It looks like you in Brazil.
Right.
It's like a big orgy. It's like a big orgy. For real. Louisiana women real freaky. They are. They are. They real sick. They're very sexual creatures. It's like in Louisiana, we celebrate fertility. We celebrate childbirth. We celebrate those things. So it's if you listen at the music in Louisiana, like you go to New Orleans or somewhere, you listen at the music, you hear the women say, "Come here, bring that dick here." It's just we celebrate fertility, but we do it in a way of dancing, and that's the way that we communicate through our music.
Right.
A lot of people think it's just a song, it feel good, but it's just the way that we communicate, and we just, we celebrate through music, and we celebrate fertility, we celebrate childbirth.
Right. As somebody who went there for the first time, I think, what was that, late 2019? Like the energy in New Orleans is completely different. And like just like you said, like the musical thing, culturally, everything, there's nowhere else I've ever been that's even kind of similar to it. And I think once you go there, it makes sense.
It come from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
See, like us, I don't know why people, like when you go to New Orleans and you see all the Indians, like all of the Indians are dark people.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the Indians are dark people, and they come from that land. They are native to that land. So when you're there, a lot of our prayers and a lot of our culture and a lot of our rituals, it come through music. And we didn't really have ways of communicating because we had everything taken from us from slavery. The slave trade was really, really heavy in Louisiana, all over Louisiana and Mississippi. The slave trade was really, really heavy. So we had everything taken away from us, but we were still able to communicate through music, through song. Right. And those things never died. So it's all of the culture is surrounded by the one thing that we still have and was able to do was make music. And the food. And the food. Right. I gotta say food.
Yeah.
I just gained 5 pounds. I just gained 5 pounds in the world. I just put on 5 pounds.
And the food is incredible. So kind of like even how you talk now, like just talking about your life and your career and the stuff that you've done through everything, did you instinctively know that how hard you were working and the things you were doing, did you know that all of this was going to work, that you would be in this position now, that it would all pay off?
Did I know I was going to be here, or did I know it was going to do something?
Well, yeah, we can answer that in two separate parts. Like, did you know it was going to do something that would be successful, or
I knew it was going to do something because, like I say, coming from the bottom, let's say like places like this down south. Let's start with let's say Florida, Alabama. let's say Florida, like places that was real heavy in the slave trade. Let's say like Florida, Alabama, shit, even North Carolina, all up there. But let's just say like that chitlin circuit. That's what they call it.
Right.
All the way back to Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Let's say these places. When you come from the bottom, when you ain't got nothing, you ain't got no choice but to go hard. So anything we do, we gonna go hard at it because we ain't got nothing. The only thing we got is respect, and we gonna die for that because we ain't got nothing. It's the difference when you say, yeah, my mom and dad had a good job and I emulated what they did. No, we ain't got nothing. So we gotta figure this out. So either trapping or rapping, I was gonna get us rich. Because I had reached my full potential in the streets also. That's another thing like that I noticed, like artists, and it's not I don't look at it like a negative thing. I guess it might just be the climate of the culture. It's just that they'll be in a music game, but to solidify themselves a little bit more, they try to revert or try to convert to the streets. Like I was already in the streets before music.
Right.
I was already in there. I was already official. I was already stamped. So with or without music, I was gonna be that thing with the stamp in the middle. I was gonna be that thing. But I applied that same hustle that I had in the streets to the music.
Right.
Most people be talking that independent shit like, man, let's go independent. I didn't get with Atlantic because I wanted to be this independent artist that like that's not what I aspired to be. I got with a label because it's like me being in college. I want to learn how to run a successful label. So I did a label deal. I partnered with Atlantic, and it's been like one of the most beautiful things because I came in the game learning. Like I tell people all the time, you get what you negotiate. I came in it to learn.
Right. Right. You took something else out of it. It wasn't just about you being paid to make music. You wanted to see.
No, because even with my touring, like I didn't want to be doing clubs. I knew I wanted to do arenas. How do you do arenas? I went and talked to Strange Music with Tech Nine and Travis, and they told me you got to build a touring fan base. And we talked about building a touring fan base, and it's gonna take you when you got clubs want to give you 100,000, it's gonna take you saying, no, I'm gonna go on the road and I'm gonna get 3,000, 5,000 a show, but I'm gonna do the grassroots promotion. I'm gonna get out here with the people and I'm gonna promote myself. I don't have all the glamour and glitz. I don't have everything these other people have, but me is all I have to give. I got authenticity, and that's me. I can't give you all that extra shit. I can only give you me, and me is enough. That's what I had to realize. Me is enough. I am enough. Nothing external adds value. So I was taking the 3,000s and the 5,000s, just maybe 10 people showing up. Next time I come back, 20 people. Next time I come back, 100 people selling out small venues until I was able to pack out arenas.
Right. And because every time I see you doing big shows.
now I am. And that came from sacrifice.
Right.
It's a lot of people, they make it look good. But it's all fluff.
Right. Right. No, there's more to it. Right. There's more to it than most people see.
I don't get lost in that because like I forgot who said it. I don't even remember, about numbers don't lie. I do hard ticketed venues now. Hard ticket sales. And alhamdulillah, I mean, by the grace of God, like everybody been saying, man, we don't know what Kevin had tapped into, but his energy different. His energy on 1,000. I don't know what's going on in his life, but he different now. People even tell me, you don't even look the same. I was just in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, like 2 days ago. I'm in Baton Rouge. I jump out at the gas station. So I jump out at the gas station, pump my gas. Then I go to the Starbucks. Dude's coming there. He said, I followed you from the gas station. He say, I thought that was you, but I ain't know. He said, you don't even look the same. I'm proud of you.
Wow.
He said, you look different. I told him I am. I say
When
the
you
old me. I say the old me died.
when you say that, like, you already talked about the fitness and kind of what inspires you to do that. But like when it comes to you being, so upfront with your religion now publicly and being so mindful with how you kind of interact with people and the things you say, like kind of how did you come to that? Like at
Oh
least publicly.
my sister made me stop like hurting people with my words because my sister was wanted to kill herself. And she was like, your words hurt people. Anybody could say something to me, but when you say it, it's different. And we had a big argument. And it made me start thinking about how I affect people with my words in a negative way. And I want to start affecting people with my words in a positive way. I hope she don't get mad and kill me for speaking about this, but it's my truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I had wanted to commit suicide like maybe like two years ago, maybe like 2020, because I just wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
And the source of my not being happy was I always lived to please others. I felt like I was only as valuable as what I could do for somebody as opposed to what I could do for myself. So for
Wow.
the first time in my life, I've been learning how to put me forward and learning how to put me first. And even in doing so, it still kind of seemed wrong because of this mindset that we taught you, so it's better to give than to receive. And if I ain't got nothing, how can I give something?
Right.
I got to make sure that I'm okay mentally, physically, spiritually. And what helped me realize that was I was also like too self-indulgent and engaging in social media. I was making comparisons, looking at other people's highlight films, because
Mm-hmm.
nobody's life is hunky-dory.
Oh yeah.
I just heard this white dude say that. And I've been saying it every day now. He's like, yeah, Kevin. He's like, yeah, Kevin, man, everything's not hunky-dory. That's why I like you, man. You're real. So I've been saying hunky-dory.
I mean, it fits. It fit exactly what you're saying. Right.
But
Go
I was making these comparisons about looking at my life and looking at everybody else. They was like, and I was making comparisons. And when you compare, that is the killer of all joy. When you love what you have everything you need. So I deactivated my Instagram. I got off Instagram and I just started living for a little while. And just in that time that I was off social media, I was like, wow, like the world loved me. You don't even see the stuff that you see on Instagram and social media platforms, which they are good platforms. Don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking those people. Like I love Instagram. I grew up on Instagram. A lot of my success is attributed to Instagram and TikTok and those things. But when you really live in reality, those things don't exist.
Right.
When you on the blacktop every day, because I'm on the blacktop every day, you don't see a lot of those Instagram things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like,
Right.
man, get out of the house, engage with the world. Let's
Right.
go
No,
outside today.
that's real.
Let's engage.
That's definitely real. I think
And then, I'll go ahead.
yeah, no, I think no, I think that what you're saying is it really is a good point. Kind of when you're talking about how you realize we're too overindulgent in social media, how did you, and I think this is going to have a lot of value for people, how did you get yourself out of that? Because I feel like a lot of people are in that situation.
It was hard when I first deactivated my page. You know, we are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just go to my phone and look and just, but I deleted I deactivated my page and I deleted the apps off my phone. The first couple of days, it was kind of difficult because I had developed a codependency with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I don't even, that's not even, when I get up in the morning, my main phone, don't got no apps on it.
Mm-hmm.
When I go, I set up a sleeping schedule for myself. Like I put my phones in airplane mode, and I got these like I play like the Quran, like the prayers at nighttime, and I sleep under it, and it's beautiful, it's peaceful, and I wake up rejuvenated because my app.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that when your phone is transmitting in the room, it disrupts the melatonin.
Mm-hmm.
Your body produces melatonin at nighttime, and it produces serotonin in the daytime. So it disrupts those things, causing you to not be energized and things of that nature. Then I learned that the leading cause of death is sleep deprivation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second leading cause is not drugs. That's what I learned. Is they say that stupid ass shit about it's drugs, and it's not. The second leading cause of death is what we eat,
Mm-hmm.
the foods that we eat. And it's not about the foods that we eat, it's about overindulging. Like I
Right.
only eat once a day. I only eat one meal a day. I learned that the body goes through the ingestion phase, it goes through the digestion phase, then it goes through the cleansing phase. If you're not shitting 5 to 6, 7 times a day, then you backed up.
Right.
Your digestive system is not regular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sugar, it dehydrates the prostate, dehydrates the colon, dehydrates the eyes. So if you're not hydrated and you're not washing it, I'm talking about processed sugar.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things, are the leading causes of cancer, and all of the things that is what we put in our bodies. You go put sugar in a gas tank right now, it's gonna stop that motherfucker.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
And
No.
and it's just like I started noticing that when I started making those small adjustments, it led to the big adjustments. I was watching this movie one time where Biggie Smalls and Diddy was talking, and he was like, we're gonna change the world. He said, but first we gotta change ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I've been changing the world like way more than I ever have because I've been changing myself.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, that's deep, man. Um, Talking about, you also brought this up earlier, talking about how other people are wearing feathers and stuff like that. And I know you talked about the feather and why you started, but can you kind of like expound on kind of like what brought you to starting to wear them, and also kind of how people reacted to it early on? Because now people definitely for sure accepting it and are going along with it.
I don't care how people react to it, to be honest with you, but I was dealing with some Native American people
Mm-hmm.
and some chiefs, and they just picked me. Like I wouldn't, I would never think like to go talk to no Native American people, but it's just so many people just be attracted to me.
Right.
And like one thing about me is I've been through the worst of the worst. I experienced the worst pain you can experience. So when I meet people, I don't judge, because you never know what a person been through to make them be the way that they are.
Right.
And I never judge. Another reason I don't judge is because as I'm growing, I have to operate out of the heart chakra in order to get to these next levels, because you never know who your blessing gonna come from. Because a lot of times, from what I noticed, my blessings have not come from people that look like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the people that look exactly like me that always tear me down the most. Like I receive the most backlash and hatred from my own people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting with some natives. Well, first he asked me, was I Indian? And
Mm-hmm.
I probably got something in me, but I was just bullshitting, which I know what I am, but I'm bullshitting. I
Uh-huh.
probably got something in me or something. He said, when I'm looking, he said, you really look like our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, cool. So he was telling me he wanted to show me some things. So I started going sit with him, just sitting with him. And the things that they told me and the way that they look at the earth and the way that they have a respect for Mother Nature and all of mankind, and just the old way, the ancient way of doing things, the way they could cure everything. Any disease you get, they could cure it holistically, like,
Mm-hmm.
with natural medicines that come from the earth. And just the way that they respect the earth. They said the earth is our mother, and she was here long before us, and she'll be here long after we leave. So one of the ceremonies I did, I couldn't eat for 4 days. I didn't eat or drink anything for 4 days. I had to stay outside, like in a little hole. He said, if it rain on you, it's meant to rain on you. If you get cold, it's meant for you to get cold. If it get hot, it's meant for you to get hot. If bugs bite you, they know where you need to be bit to release energy. They was just telling me everything that's gonna happen happening for a reason. So after the initiation, I did it. Most people don't even make it past the first couple hours.
Right.
So after that, we did some other ceremonies. I can't speak about them because they're very sacred. And they gave me a golden eagle feather. You can't even have a golden eagle feather unless you've been gifted a golden eagle feather by a chief. You have to be indigenous. You can't even walk around with it. It's a federally protected bird.
Wow.
You cannot walk around with an eagle feather. So when you see me with that eagle feather, like I earned it, I would die for that because it's the bravest, strongest, holiest path that you can take. You can't drink alcohol and have an eagle feather in your head. And it's just a reminder for me to be conscious. That I sit high, but I look low.
Right.
I fly high.
No, that's beautiful. And and I think also too, I never thought about it that way, where you look at the feather as it keeps you kind of in the right mindset of what you've already committed to and where you need to be.
It keep you conscious because that feather never supposed to hit the ground. Like the way I take care of the feather, like even when you clean it with a little water, you got to be so gentle with it. It's very strong, but it's very fragile at the same time. And that's just how life is. It stands for wisdom, it stands for intuition, freedom, strength, courage, hope, resilience, healing, vision, sexual power. It's just all of those things encompassed in that eagle.
When you say, we've talked a lot about, in this conversation about kind of, what you've done in your career and kind of how your fans have stuck with you and how you've grown and the kind of the changes you've gone through on a personal level, but looking at it kind of in an all-encompassing way, right? How do you look at your career in totality? Like, how do you see it? Because I can say it from, what I've seen just as a fan and just kind of being in hip hop, even before I was in it, when I was just a fan listening. You are 100% are like a modern day pioneer of the sound that you have and the things that you've done.
I'll say this. I did a Mike Tyson interview and I talked about I talked about me being sexually victimized. I talked about those things. I came out and openly spoke about that. And I talked about, most people ask me where my competitive drive came from. You took all these different type of martial arts and you box and you just a monster, you this and this and that. That came from a fear of being vulnerable. Till I had to realize in my mind and had to come to peace with what happened. Even with what I did, I looked at that like, you know what? I was defending myself. That had to happen like that. I wasn't wrong because self-preservation is the law of the land. And also what happened, I was vulnerable in that time. I'm no longer vulnerable. And this helped me be a greater father to my children because I have an open line of communication with my children. They're not afraid to talk to their father about anything. After I did that interview with Mike Tyson, I'm talking about my DMs went crazy. I'm talking about nothing but like celebrities that was, and I never speak on this because it's sacred. Like anything that we talk about. I'm DBD, I'm death before dishonor. So anything we talk about, it stay with us. So it's different celebrities, just like I went through the same thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I go to the gym and work out. You got dudes that come in, I'm talking about real muscles everywhere, just come up to me, hug me. If I'm talking about that cry, just thank you, brother. Like it been so many times I wanted to kill myself and you just, your music saved me. They got girl, I was in the kitchen the other day. A girl walked up to me, she said, I'm a vegan chef. She showed me her wrist. She said, I got razor blade cuts, showing me razor marks. She said, There's been times I wanted to kill myself, but your music kept me here. Thank you. Like,
Wow.
it's so many people that been hurting, that been through the same thing that I've been through. And just me having the courage and the bravery to show that vulnerability is what put me in a league of my own. Cause it's not hard to be a tough guy. And then it's so crazy. All the like tough guys, they not really tough guys. It's really a cry for help.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see their pain. I could see that they hurting. I see that. I know you just hurting. I know you not really that. It's a cry for help.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at my journey from where I was and to where I came, everything makes sense now. Like, I'm here to be something greater than just an artist, although I'm a great artist. It used to be like you had to do drugs to make great music. I used to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did with like the people that say, man, I like when Gates was on drugs. Yeah, because you still on them.
Right. And I'm sure you hate hearing that because you're in a better place.
I don't hate hearing it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it's just a low vibrational frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a high vibrational path. I pray that you get here one day. But like T Grizzly say, get the revenue, nigga. When you get up, don't try to reach back and rescue them niggas. Yeah. Yeah. He another one. He another one.
Right.
He another one. He brilliant. He gifted. But a lot of people not giving him his flowers like they supposed to, because he just ahead of his time. He brilliant.
Right.
He's
No, I
brilliant.
like T Grizzly a lot. I think he's really talented. Yeah. No, I agree.
I love him to death.
Right.
I love him to death.
Speaking of, I think one thing, with you've definitely supported a lot of acts, even as you continue on your career, like newer acts. You did with Rod Wave. You did with Rob Fordine.
I'm in the streets with it. And like, one thing about me, I'm still a fan. I'm a fan of music. So I don't have no ego. I don't have no pride. That's like, I done gotten Drake DM. Maybe he was too busy to respond. I don't have no pride. I done gotten Rihanna DM. She was like, it was like 3 years later, she was like, I'm just seeing this. I was like, I want you on my album. But I was like, you know what? Hey, whenever it's meant, it'll happen. Like, I got him Meek Mill DM. He sent me his number. I just sent them songs. Like, I don't have no pride. Like, I don't have that fear of rejection. Like, when it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. I don't force anything. Like, that's what a lot of different artists I done reached out to. Even like, I see an artist that ain't even up. I like him. Hey, let's work. Like, I know we'll create some raw shit together.
Right.
Like, that's just always been me, whether you was in the air or not in the air. Like, I'm a fan. I don't have no ego.
Right.
I don't have no pride.
When you were a newer act, do you feel like you had that kind of support? Were there people who were like that around you early on, or no?
No, Wiz Khalifa. He allowed me to go on tour with him. And then he told me, he say, man, you amazing. He say, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your success. Wow. And I was like, man, this dude different, man. He another one like the world don't really appreciate him in his entirety. That dude different.
Right. And he has a heart of gold too. I don't think people are starting to get that now, but he has a heart of gold.
He different. Right. He different.
Right. Just to start to wrap this up, well, it's got kind of two more questions really. 15th anniversary of Freshman is this year. Is there anything you remember from back when you were one, or from that time? Like, what it
fucking right.
Whatever so any memory you want to throw out there, anything you kind of took from that, let's hear it.
Man, I was just so happy to be on Double XL. I grew up watching, looking at Double XL magazine at jail, juvenile detention, adult jail. It's like one of the top magazines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me to be on the cover, I still got my Double XL cover when I'm on the front of it. I
That's
came up
hard.
there with my little glasses on, you know, my little Urkel look, you know.
No, that's hard,
Me
man.
and Dirk,
No.
me and Dirk was on the cover together.
Right.
Me, Dirk, Chance the Rapper, Troy Ave,
Right.
uh,
I know you really got the cover because you remember so many other rappers on the
I'm
That's how
trying
I
to
know
see
you really got it.
everybody was on there. It was a lot of us on there.
Right. Right. No,
It was fun
that's
though.
great. Yeah,
Oh,
not for sure.
Bibby was on there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of us on there.
um,
Yeah, we did our shit. I had fun.
yeah, no, I think it's a beautiful thing for sure, man. So I was listening to Big Life. Actually, you have it in the caption of one of your IG pictures where you talk about where you're not where you want to be, but it's paying the bills.
Paying the
So
bills.
in the world of Kevin Gates, right? Where do you want to be? Like, I know you want to be in the moment. You're already there. You're very present now. But where do you want to be? Like, what is that?
Anywhere but here. I ain't where I won't be, but it's paying the bill.
that is
Because I work.
Is the answer.
Yeah, I work. I work hard. I work hard.
For sure.
Like I'm a full-time father. I work hard.
Right.
You know, I ain't where I want to be, but it's paying the bills, you know. I can't complain.
What can you share about Khaza?
Oh, not to cut you off. You know,
okay.
like I like to go fishing and hunting with my bow and arrow. Like I take pride. I'm a regular person. You know, you might call me and be like, Gates, what you doing? Man, I'm just cool. I'm proud. I'm about to change the oil on my truck. You know, regular shit.
Right.
You know, what you about to do, man? I'm about to get in here and cook for these children, you know. Cause I cook. I ain't gonna say I'm a world-class chef, but you know, I'm decent. You know, everybody comes to my house to eat, you know.
Right.
They be like, hey, you making soup?
It's a good sign.
With the chicken in there? I say, yeah, I just made a soup. Hey, I'm on the way. Then my nickname, Dick. Everybody call me Dick. My grandfather used to call me Dick. He'll be like, hey, listen to me, Dick. So they'll be like, say, Dick, you cook? Be like, yeah, bro, I gotta list something in there. But I get that from my grandfather because it could be 2, 3 in the morning. Like he grew up very, very poor. And he was like, the one thing I promised myself, I never let my family go to bed hungry. So it could be 2, 3 in the morning. He'd get up and make pancakes and eggs. And, you know, a lot of times we ate breakfast food at night. And we ate like whatever we had for dinner, we'll eat that in the morning. So it's in the morning time, we eat mustard greens and and beef roast and all that. Right. You know, he just made a vow to himself. He'll never let his family go hungry. Right. So that just was always, I guess that's where I get that from. If somebody hungry, I get up 2, 3 shit. I get in that fix yourself. I put something together. We gotta see what we got. I put something together.
That's also a sign of, as you know, that's a sign of love too. That shows you, nothing shows you really care. Like food really shows you really care, really bonds people together.
I'm a chief. Like, I'm a chief. So just being a chief don't mean that you high and mighty. Being a chief mean that you sit back and look at every member of your tribe and you see what their weaknesses are. You patient with them and you help them develop their weaknesses into their strengths. Because oftentimes in life, the things that we think are our weaknesses are really our strengths. Our weak points are really our strong points. We just got to put that attention to it. We got to nurture it.
Right.
Like I tell people all the time, hey, look, I'm going to talk to y'all later. I'm about to spend some time with myself. I might get in the living room and just do me some yoga, stretch, you know what I'm saying? I love being alone. Because that's when my greatest ideas and my epiphanies happen.
Right.
So I love my solitude. It's a lot of people that can't be alone. Yeah, I be like, damn, but why you can't be alone? What, you don't like yourself? I talk to myself and everything. Like when I'm by myself, I be talking to myself.
Right.
When I go to the gym and work out, I talk to myself. I used to think it was weird till I read that all geniuses talk to themselves. It's how I process things. I talk to myself. I ask myself questions like, is it really that serious, Kevin? It's not. Kevin, you really ready to throw everything away behind that? I'm not. So you gonna leave as a king, you gonna leave from the kingdom, put down the drawbridge, go down the steps, open the gate, open the second gate, open the third gate, cross the moat to entertain what a peasant said.
Right.
You're a peasant for a reason. Everybody know what it takes to be a king. Right. Everybody's not willing to do what it takes.
Right.
See, they got kings and they got gods. Kings control men. Gods control universes, kings and men.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all in what you want to be.
Right.
I understood that in order to become a god, I was going to have to abstain. Not live a life of celibacy, but I was going to have to abstain. I noticed when I used to box, and I go like, when I was training for a fight, and I go like all them months without sex, I noticed how strong and how mentally sharp I was and how my manifestation, anything I wanted, it was coming to me. So I noticed, I'm like, this is my life force. I can't just be wasting my life force on somebody who not even reciprocating the energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm killing myself so you could live.
Right.
So shit crazy. Long as I'm doing what the world want me to do, they my friend. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that's a fucked up relationship.
It absolutely is. No, I don't know, man. I think, your response have really been like amazing, man. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here like, damn, what do I even want to ask? Like, I know you gotta run, so I don't want to hold you up too much. Album. What can you share about Kaiser? Like, what can you tell us about it? I know you're doing shows and stuff like that.
It's gonna be it's gonna be the greatest album in all of the worlds, in all of the universes. See, I don't live in just this dimension. Mm-hmm. And I might be saying too much, but I live in different dimensions and different realms. So a lot of my music it's not even gonna be interpreted right until the next, like, maybe. The world catching up kind of fast now, though. They catching up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
It's gonna be it's the greatest album in all of. It's gonna be the greatest album in all of the worlds, in all of the universes.
Definitely looking forward to it.
I'm talking about fruitful teachings. I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about supreme verbiage. I'm talking about the thoughts being demonstrated are not of this realm. This verbiage is an exhibition of supremacy. It's that.
Okay. No,
it's the higher. It's the higher self.
My final question is a very simple one that I have definitely been wondering about since I saw it. I went to Denver last year. You were at Red Rocks not too long ago, right? Red Rocks, incredible venue, right? So ever since I've been there, my question has been, how do you load in like the stuff to perform on that high ass mountain? Like how do you get there? How do you get on the stage? I don't know. How does it all work?
I don't know, but that's a very sacred place. That's Native American land. And they used to do like concerts and all of that. The same thing we doing now, they used to do.
Right.
Like Red Rocks always, before they had the little bleachers, it was always set up like it's just beautiful. It's just carved out of a rock. So I don't know how they got the stuff in there because, it beats the hell out of me, buddy.
Right. But yeah, no, Red Rocks, no, it's beautiful. It's an incredible venue. I'm so afraid of heights and I need to get over it, but I can still appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah, I loved it. It was sacred. It was a beautiful time.
Right. Okay, so just to wrap it up, man, is there anything you want to throw out there? Anything you want to side and bring up? Whatever you want.
Yeah. When you follow your heart, you always win.
What a great note to end on. That is perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. For sure.